Good evening, everybody. So tonight we are on Wander.Wonders 906 with my dear friend Chaotic Klay from TikTok, and he's going to share. Well, I've got some questions here and a little bit of a story, and my favorite, his love for vintage cameras. So let's start with your name. Why Chaotic Klay, and what does it represent for you?
Well, my brain is a little chaotic. Well, a lot chaotic. I even have a tattoo on my thigh of a skull that's got like arrows going in and out of it because I feel like my brain is just all over the place a lot of the time. Um, and I just wanted to add my name so like people knew what my name was.
That's fair.
But a lot of people, it's funny. A lot of people got my name mixed up. Uh, I, and so that's why I ended up changing it recently.
What do you mean your name mixed up?
Well, I added chaotic clay, just one word, and so I changed it up, and I like changed the font on it, and
Oh, okay.
and so it's a lot easier to read because people would accidentally call me like chaotic K a lot.
I get Wonder Woman a lot.
Originally read your name as that, but then I was like, wait, no, that's not it. That's not it.
That ain't it, babe. Um, are you diagnosed with ADHD?
No, but I definitely know. Um, I I have been told to go to the doctor, but I've been procrastinating it so much.
That's typical ADHD.
Yep.
Um, if someone only knew you through your camera collection, what would they be missing? If someone only knew you through your camera collection, what would they be missing? Does that make sense?
A
No.
little bit, but I feel like the ending is a little bit confusing.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I like that one. Hmm. Maybe
I
what would
don't
they
know if I
say?
understand it completely.
I don't
Honestly.
understand it completely either. I didn't really read over these before I printed them out. I actually asked Copilot to print me out some questions.
Yeah, chat GPT is my
Y-
go-to.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
Um, how about what drew you to vintage cameras in the first place?
I'm gonna be honest. The vintage cameras actually came to me recently. But I have had an obsession with cameras for a while, and like vintage, like old things, antiques, and stuff like that. Uh, I own a typewriter, and like I was so excited when I got that.
Does it
And
work?
yeah, yeah, it does.
That's
I've
cool.
typed up a whole love letter to my ex.
Aw.
It was fun. It was hard, but it was fun.
Yeah, yeah, with the you gotta like slide the thing to.
Was I off center or something like that?
No, no, not you. Like the on the typewriter, like does it slide by itself or do you have to slide it?
Um, like to go back to the beginning.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, as you're typing, it'll go along and move to the next letter on its own. But if once you okay, so on it, it has like a spot where you can like have a set spot, so it'll stop every time, so it's at the same line, so you don't have to like manually
Okay.
set it in. And yeah, so every time I think it's like a return button on it. And you just press that and it'll like slide all the way back to where you set it. And yeah, there's a bunch of cool little settings on it like that. I want to get different colored ink for it. Uh,
Oh, you can do that?
yes, you can. Like, cause you can get like red ink. I'm pretty sure people have made purple ink, or I'm sure they've
That's
made lots of
crazy.
different colors of inks. But I only have black.
Where did you get the typewriter from?
My grandpa got it for me a couple years ago for my birthday because I had been asking for it for a while, and I was like, I'll never be able to find one that actually works. and he went all out. He found like the cleanest looking typewriter I've seen, and it's like from the 1940s. And I'm trying to remember what it's called, or like what the brand is called. I wish I brought all that stuff in. I'm in my kitchen. It's all in my living room.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's a I know what the type of typewriter it is. It's like the Quiet Deluxe, but I just can't remember what the brand is.
Okay. If anybody, oh, I forgot. There's a chat too. Nobody said anything yet, but
I did invite two people. That was it. Well,
okay.
actually,
And
they
I
popped in. They popped in.
I have my boyfriend supporting me in the bedroom. Well, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this question. It's kind of a two-part. Do you remember your first photo and then your first photo that made something shift inside?
Are you talking about specifically for the vintage cameras,
Um,
or just
how
like any picture that I've taken? Because
actually do you remember your very first picture?
that I've taken.
Yeah.
Um.
Or what's your earliest picture memory you have when you first
Well, I do. Remember I had one of those old like slide up phones. Oh, you turn it sideways, got slide up text. And I remember I used to always take pictures of my cats.
There you go.
Yeah, that was. But as far as my vintage cameras, I've never actually taken any pictures of them because I haven't been able to like figure out if I can actually if any of them actually work. Which I know that um one to like four of them will work. I just need like film for it. Because they're like super clean. They and basically brand look brand new, especially inside, which is good because you don't. If it has any rust or corrosion on it, then it basically is just for show now.
Are you able to like move your camera so like we can just see your collection?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because this
I have them
collection's
all up
pretty
on my
cool.
wall. I don't have the best lighting out here, but yes, they're all on my wall. Turn the camera.
Yeah, you're fine.
Do you know how I can turn the camera?
Um, I do not.
Oh, that turned off my camera. Okay. Okay, might not be able to. Apologize for the kitty. Meow meow in the back. So,
Oh wow.
so that one's a Kodak Instamatic camera 400. And it's just got a little bit of a broken top to it, but as far as the rest of it, it's in very good condition, and so I believe that one will work. This one is an I'm gonna butcher this and eat an X. But this one is the one that I believe would not work because it's got corrosion around the eye, the lens, and on the top here it's got rust. I have a lot of Kodak cameras, and then I have this one is
Wow.
my oldest Kodak camera. That one's from the 1930s or 40s, and that is actually a children's camera. They call it a junior camera. It, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but it says autographed Kodak Junior.
Oh shit.
Then I got a Kodak Brownie Hawkeye. I don't believe. I don't know if these could still take pictures. I'm still doing research on them, and then this one you can't even see. Let me try to set it up. Actually, I'll set it up afterwards. Let me show you the rest of them. And then up top I have like three video cameras and then one really funky looking camera.
Yeah, that one. Okay. Okay, dang.
Um, but yeah, let me show you this other one because I yeah, I think in my opinion it's my favorite besides the junior camera. So pop it down like this. Here's the flash, and then gotta be careful with them because if you do anything wrong with them, you might break them. But yeah, it starts popping out like that, and then there you go.
That is so fucking cool.
And then on the side or on the bottom here, pops the back open, and you can see inside
Oh
of it.
wow.
And I'm pretty sure this is where you would put the film, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can still take pictures with this one.
Is it like battery operated?
No, not this one. This one is from, gosh, I'm trying to remember what year this one's from. It's got comes with this little Polaroid cold clip. And this is like if you're out in cold weather and you're trying to take pictures. And you like basically put it in your pants or somewhere close to your skin so it'll warm up the metal because this is like type of and then once you take the picture, you immediately slip it in the cold clip, and it'll help develop the picture completely. Because in colder temperature, the pictures have a harder time developing,
That's totally crazy.
and you might only get like half a developed picture. And it also comes with the whole entire like instruction booklet.
And it's in nice condition.
It is in amazing condition. I've spent so much on cameras, I can't lie.
Have you got them like online or like at pawn shops or?
No, not online. Not at pawn shops either. There's a place in town that is it's like a vendor mart, and you go inside and it's just filled with a bunch of like antiques and stuff that people sell, Pokemon cards,
Okay.
old gaming systems, um, and each person has their own stall. So there's a bunch of different sellers in the store, and they come and like refill like every day or whatever. And I've found so many cameras there that are so nice, and some of them are really really cheap. Like there was a purchase that I almost made that I regretted not making because it was only like $5 for the camera, and it was one of the uh, Kodak Brownie cameras, but it was one of the originals from 1905. And the only reason I didn't buy it was because I knew it was broken, and I should have bought it though still, because then that would have been my oldest camera. But yeah, I literally came back the next day and it was already bought, even though it was sitting there for over 2 weeks. I was like, dang it, that's what I get. Because they have a policy that was like, if you saw something you like today, it might not be here tomorrow. Type uh, things. So yep, you live and you learn.
That's a wild collection you have. Very nice.
Yes, I enjoyed a lot.
Um, well, I guess it says how has photography helped you process chaos, loss, or identity shifts? But I mean, do you feel comfortable telling us more about, I asked you if you had like a life story or anything like that.
Right, right, yeah. Um, it's so hard because I'm like, where do I start? When I was born?
I mean,
Honest-
you can. My life story starts mostly in like 2007 when I like had my first like moment where I like wanted to, unalive myself. I don't know how old I was there, like 13, 14, but that's like where my memory starts. You can start wherever.
um, okay. I feel like whenever I start telling people my life story, I always end up starting when I got into car accidents, and then I kind of just like move around
It
between
could be
different
all over
parts
the
of my
place.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly how my brain works. I don't know how to tell a correct story from start to finish.
Sounds beautiful. We're here for it.
All right. Well, okay. So when I was 12, I got into an accident on Christmas, and I was over at my grandpa's house, and we were leaving his house to go back, and my brother was 15 at the time, and he was like sneaking in the driver's seat, trying to get a ride drive around the block, even though he wasn't like he didn't have a permit or anything. Me being a goody goody, I didn't want to get in trouble, so I was like, let me get out of here. To tell my birth mom, he didn't even notice I was getting out, and he started backing up already. So I was halfway out the door. car door hit me in the face. I blacked out. And then I woke up a couple minutes later and like I was in shock obviously. I was in pain and I didn't really know why at first. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of chaos that was going on. Um, See, my brother, he had a lot of issues um, growing up, and a lot of it isn't his fault, and but he also didn't really choose to try to change either. But it's also hard in the way that we grew up. So I try to give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt, but we don't talk anymore. So at least not since I was like 17, 18. So. Um, he's just never tried, but I do keep a relationship with my younger brother. Anyways, my brother, he has behavioral issues. He's gotten expelled from places, and he's just an angry guy, and so he was basically fighting all of my family for no reason. He was like throwing punches at my mom and her boyfriend at the time, and my grandpa, and a bunch of people. And then eventually the people came, the ambulances came, my stepmom showed up, and my brother ended up, well, because they were talking and they were like, yelling at each other. And my brother ended up punching my stepmom. And so she basically hated him ever since then, uh, which I mean, I get it. But
No, like that's definitely normal. Like especially when you're digging back deep into like your memory.
it's funny, I used to always like telling this story like, hey, I broke my leg on Christmas. And my brother's the one who did it. Like it was just like bam and bam and bam, and everybody's like, "Whoa, what the heck?"
Yeah. Oh, you ended up breaking your leg too.
Yeah, so I ended up breaking my femur. It was a clean break. It didn't break skin or anything, but it was so weird. They had to like cut my pants off, and I had just gotten them too. It was like terrible, and yeah, I got transferred to the hospital. And I was in a wheelchair for about like 3 to 5 months after that, and I felt so bougie in middle school. And yeah, because I was 12 when this happened, so it was in middle school. Yeah, being in a wheelchair was fun because you could try to do wheelies and your friends would push you down the hall really fast.
Especially at that age.
Yeah, that was fun, and plus an elevator pass was like the bomb. When you're 12 years old, you're like, yeah, I'm the coolest person ever. I remember people used to think I didn't actually break my leg because my other leg wasn't broken, but my right leg was, and I wasn't ever in a cast or anything like that. But like I could stand up on my left leg just fine, you know. And so when I would stand up, people were like, "Whoa, you can walk? Why are you even using a wheelchair?" It was fun, but that was the first time I broke my like any bone in my body.
Did anything happen to your brother? Like, did he go to jail or juvie or
Yeah, he
anything?
went to juvie for about 3 months, I think. Um, and I didn't see him for a while after that. Not until I was like, I think almost graduating, because he
Wow.
asked to come, I think. But so the second time I broke my leg was just about 5 years ago, and I was like, I used to work at Amazon, the warehouse, and it was like winter time as well. It was crazy because both of them happened in the month of December. And like literally 20 days from one another. One on Christmas, one on December 5th.
Not a good month for you.
No, December's never been a good month for me. But yeah, I was driving to work and it was like black ice on the street and some guy was coming off a night shift and he was probably revving his engine too hard or something and he started sliding towards me sideways. And there was nowhere I could go because there was a car in front of me and a car behind me and he was coming like this, so It was just it put me in a place where I couldn't do anything, and so I got hit front on, and he flipped over my car, and my car just spun a bunch of times, and I don't know if this is too vulgar to say. Okay, it's not terribly vulgar, but uh, yeah. Apparently, I vomited on impact and did not realize because it sprayed across the windshield. And I also got a bloody nose because there was also blood all over the place, but I didn't remember that happening. I must have like banged my head or something on impact because I didn't remember that. But I was awake for the entire crash, except for maybe like right on impact when I got hit. But yeah, that one was interesting. I had to wait for like almost an hour and a half to even get transported to the hospital because they had to use the jaws of life to get me out of the
That's
car.
crazy.
uh, they had to make sure that I was okay because I was having a huge panic attack in the car, freaking out. I was on the phone with my stepmom, and she was telling me to calm down, like breathe, breathe. And I was like, I can't. I'm freaking out. My leg is like this because that crash, I broke my tib fib right near my ankle, and my leg because it's got stuck underneath my dash, like underneath where the foot is, like the side dash.
Yeah,
Yeah, it got stuck underneath. Yeah, it was.
that's crazy.
But and I also completely like shattered the bones in my foot, and so that the doctor who did the surgery on my foot, he said it was like putting a jigsaw puzzle back together. So that was interesting. I had to have a like a T pose clamp thing in my foot that stuck out for a few months, and then I got surgery to get that taken out, and I got a metal plate put in my foot. And then, like a year after that, after everything kind of grew back in, they took that plate out because my foot was still hurting a lot. I was like, I complained to my doctor. I was like, my foot's hurting all the time. Can we do something about this? Because I was like, I don't really think I need the plate in there anymore. It's probably been long enough, right? And he was like, yeah, it's been long enough. We can take it out. So I have like a huge scar on the side of my foot, like
Bet.
probably about like that big, and I have a bunch of scars all the way up my right leg because it all happened on the like my right leg was so unlucky, both crashes because that's so I have full titanium rods in both my femur and my tib fib as well, but I do not have any more metal in my foot. So
So the recovery time for that one was like at least a year.
it was a while because honestly, both times I had to relearn how to walk, especially on the second one.
The second time you were probably like, what the fuck?
The
Like,
second time since I broke my foot, it was a lot harder to walk, and it was just like it was really hard. And that one I was not in a wheelchair for, but I did a lot of like spending time at home, just uh, getting my because I wasn't in school anymore. I was still living with my parents at that time, so they were able to help me just recover during that time. Um, so yeah, that one took about like for honestly, I'm still not even in full recovery for it, but like it probably took about a good 9-10 months for me to be fully recovered from that one because it just took a while for me to stop limping as much. Sometimes I still get limps though because my knees. I have a lot of scar tissue because during the second crash, both of my knees smacked the dash on impact, so I have scar tissue in both of my knees. And so, like, in my right knee, I can't feel a lot of my knee. And my left knee, the feeling did come back for the most part, but my right knee, it's still trying. I don't think it'll some of it. I don't think it'll ever come back. Scar tissue. There's so much of it.
Are you still able to work?
Yeah, I'm still working. I
Good
mean,
for
I
you.
am currently out of a job right now, but that was because I was doing a contract job that ended um, unexpectedly for me, anyways. So yeah, I've just kind of been collecting unemployment since then and looking for jobs. But yeah, those were well, I've been in three crashes altogether, but the third crash, I didn't break anything. Okay, I just got like a severe, not severe, second degree burn on my hand. Uh, like I was driving down the street, going through a green light, and some guy from the right side, he just blows through the light, and I smack right into him, and my car is totaled again. And so when that one happened, my airbag exploded, and a bunch of that stuff got on my hand. And so I ended up getting like a second degree burn on my hand for quite a while, and yeah, it looked weird.
Are you scared? Are you scared to drive now?
Terrified in the wintertime, but it's not. I had a job last winter, and I'm gonna be honest, I quit because I could not deal with driving 25 minutes to it every day and back during the winter time, and it was getting very close to. And yeah, I have a lot of trauma on the road and PTSD, and
Makes sense.
I don't like driving all the time, but when I have no other choice, you know, can't really do much. And I'm not about to spend a monthly bus pass to do that. Kind of
Yeah,
like I don't walk to the bus stop.
that's fair.
I've done that enough. Trying to think of what to talk about next. My mom, my birth mom, she is a meth head.
Oof.
She is also a huge narcissist and a manipulative person and does not care about her children very much. Like, I met my stepmom when I was 2 years old, and I am so glad for that. Um, but honestly, I feel bad for her because of, well, we'll get into that, but about my dad. But, yeah, she saved a lot of my life, I feel like, my stepmom. So she's probably the parent that I care about the most. I have very little respect for my father, no respect for my mother. So all I really have is my stepmom. I feel like I can talk to.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, no kidding. But honestly, I feel bad for her because I actually just found out about this recently. I found out that the only reason that she stayed with my dad was because of me, and they've been together for 17 years and have three children now, and my dad is still the same asshole he was years ago. Even more so now because he's getting older and angrier, less patience, I guess. Uh,
They have three kids like themselves that they had together.
okay, so my dad and my stepmom, they had two kids, my sisters. Both both of them have both of my sisters have same mom and dad, my dad and my stepmom. And then as far as me, my dad and my mom had me, or my birth mom. And I have two brothers as well, and they all have their own dads as well. So we all
Okay.
have different dads. Uh, so I don't have full blood siblings, just half.
Me too.
Oh crap! I forgot what I was talking about.
I know, I'm sorry. You were talking about how your stepmom stayed with your dad for 17 years.
Yeah, it just hurt to hear that because I was like, "Come on, you should have realized." Because they fight a lot, and they fight hard when they do, and they think that's love. But I don't see much love in that. And my dad is also quite a terrible human being most of the time. He has some nice qualities about him, but the rest of him takes over, and so those nice qualities kind of diminish to none most of the time. He he emotionally and mentally has abused all of us since we were kids. Yelled at us. We got spanked when we got kids, or when we were kids. And like, I've been in the middle of a lot of fights because I am the child of separation. My parents were never married, but they did separate when I was 2 years old. So that was it's been because I've been switching back and forth from their house for like I did that for 12 years of my life, and that was
Damn.
enough. Because a lot of times I had to pick who I wanted to be with, especially if it happened to be like two parties, happen at the same time. I had to pick who I wanted to go with, and I swear to God, my mom would always make me feel bad if I didn't choose her. And she was like that about a lot of stuff. She's also a thief, and she has no self respect for herself or anybody else. None of her family she has self respect for. She just takes and uses what she wants and does what she wants. But yeah, like I said, I have not seen her since I was 12. Um,
And you're 25 now?
Almost. I'm 24. But yeah, she's tried to contact me a few times when I was a teenager, but I never responded to her. Even though I wanted to, but I was like, I'm just not going to, because I'd probably be the bigger person. I was actually very, very I'm a very self-aware person, and
A very what?
self-aware person.
Okay, yes.
I've been like that since I was a kid, and been like an adult since I was a kid.
That goes hand in hand with trauma.
Yep, and I feel like that's probably why I feel like sometimes I'm like not regressing in a way, but like just like the coloring and stuff, and playing games all the time, and just doing stuff from when I was a kid.
That makes sense.
But yeah, like my mom, she was also, or my birth mom, she was also a hoarder, so that
Oh
was
my gosh, I resonate with that.
trust me, I do too. Unfortunately, I got that trait from her of wanting everything.
Did you? Were you
Yeah,
allowed to have friends over when you were younger because she was a hoarder?
I never had friends over with at her house. It was only ever at my dad's house because they weren't hoarders. I mean, they had a lot of cats, and a lot of times the house smelled like cat pee because whatever. But my I never experienced friends at my mother's house. It was a disgusting place. Most of the time, she never lived anywhere close to the school that I was at, so it made no sense for me to have kids drive all the way across town for to hang in a hoarder's house. Like that just weird. Um, and like the house was always disgusting, and my brothers used to like break my stuff when I was a kid. My I remember one or two times my mom let my brother sleep in my bed while I was gone at my dad's house, and I came back and he had like used one of the knives that my mom had bought like thousands of. I swear she bought like thousands of like zombie apocalypse knives that she was obsessed with, and my brother took one of them and he just started like cutting up the side of my bed frame, and it was new too. It was crazy. I was like, come on. So yeah, there was like no self respect for anybody's stuff in that house. Kitchen was disgusting. We had always had ants in the house. Roaches probably. The litter box was never cleaned downstairs, and yeah, it was a gross house. Smelled gross. He never wanted to go in the mother's room. There was stuff he didn't want to see in there because she didn't care about her children seen that apparently. So uh, yeah, I got traumatized a lot in those houses because my mom's boyfriend at the time when I was 11, 12, she was with this guy who was super abusive at the time, and he would hit her. Also, my older brother, he's abusive too,
Yeah.
and he would hit my mom. He would leave bruises on her all the time, and you know, her, uh, my mom's ex boyfriend, he would do the same thing to her as well. He's also emotional and abuse too. And a lot of times when that happened, I had to be the one to like take care of my younger brother, make sure he doesn't get in the middle of that, get hurt or whatever. Um, while my mom was like screaming bloody murder, telling me to call the cops and stuff like that. And that happened a lot of times. Uh, my brother, yes, he was a very troubled guy, and I feel bad for him. But you know, if he, people can change. You know, their childhood doesn't define them. But
Amen.
um, I feel like he decided to not to let it affect him because he wasn't even 18 and he was already doing meth and stuff like that. And I know he didn't do it for terribly long, but like he did it for long enough, like maybe a year, which is long enough.
Yeah, it's scary.
um and I remember, yeah, my mom also used to have like random people in the house all the time too, like druggies. And I remember one time they were trying to light like some meth in the kitchen on the stove while I was in the living room. And honestly, that was probably the only time my brother ever stepped up for me. He was like, "Hey, can you guys do that shit outside?" Like my brother's sitting right in there. What are you doing? But yeah, other than that, he got drugged down the hole. And he went to juvie a lot of times, and I'm not sure if he actually went to jail after he was 18. Oh wait, yes, he did. He did. He got a DUI and he skipped out on court. So yeah, that was interesting. A lot of the stuff I heard about my family, I did not know about until I saw a member of my family on that side again, which I honestly, since I was 12, I've kept a really big distance from that side of the family, just anyone, because it's just like it all hurts. It
It's
doesn't matter.
traumatic.
Like, it doesn't even matter if it's my aunt who did nothing on that side. It's just everyone that's connected to everybody. It's so hard for me to go back. And yeah, it was hard for me to deal with. But I got past it. And thankfully, my parents, because CPS ended up getting called one day when my stepmom came to pick me up, and she noticed the state of the house. And she was like, "All right, this is getting out of hand. We got to call CPS." And surprisingly, they did nothing. But my dad still took me away, filed for full custody, and my mother didn't even show up for the hearing. So yeah, she didn't really care too much about what went on. It was funny because when I was younger, when they were fighting for custody over me, she seemed to care a lot more when I was younger. But once I got a little bit older, you know, I also felt like I didn't want anything to do with her either. She was like, "All right, I'm giving up on you too, whatever." Yeah, but she's like everything from that house that I used to own. I lost. So like I used to have like a huge treasure chest, but it was full of like all of my art supplies and stuff that I used to do when I was a kid. And yeah, I never got that. And I had like a 3.5, 4 foot sock monkey that I got for Christmas one year that was at that house too. That is gone now. They both got arrested at one point, and the house they didn't do any payments on it, so they ended up getting evicted, and so everything probably got tossed. And my brother, I remember I asked him like 3 or 4 times if he would like get some of my stuff out of the house, just like a few things, the treasure chest, the sock monkey, and I don't know, maybe a few other things, but it wasn't very much. And he never did it for me. He didn't even try. But I was like, it's fine.
I wish you had pictures of those things now, like even just to have.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I went to Hawaii when I was 12. That was like uh probably the best time in my life, especially considering what was going on. Honestly, I feel like my friend's grandma felt bad for me, to be honest. No, no, I'm just kidding. My friend invited me to go to Hawaii with her. She said her grandma was paying and that she could pick a friend, and she picked me. So, yeah, we went to Hawaii together and we got to see a bunch of cool stuff. We stayed in Oahu for about a week. I got sunburned first day we were there, and I was hurting the rest of the time. It was rough, but it was really fun being there. But I took so many pictures while I was there, but I put them all in a Dropbox, and one day that email that was connected to the Dropbox got hacked, and I got sent out everything, so I don't have those pictures anymore. It hurts my soul.
I feel that like I've been in not like somewhat of a similar situation. Like I've had them on a hard like had my kids' life and my life before I got married and all that on a hard drive. And when I separated from my husband, it got left behind, and I always felt like a missing piece. But then eventually, like we get along now, and he brought it back to me, and I was like, yes. And I wish you could just, I wish that for you. I'm sorry. I understand the whole.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been living with it for a long time, so I've learned to deal with it. Learned to live with it, I
Do you
guess.
still talk to the friend that you went to Hawaii with?
Fortunately, we had a little bit of a falling out se-
Okay.
senior year, or maybe after senior year of high school, because, well, I made the mistake of telling her that I liked her, and then we went on a date, and it was the worst date of existence. Okay,
Aw.
let me just tell you this. I have an irrational fear of escalators. Um,
Okay.
and we went to a movie that the only way you could get up there was the escalators. So, um, I more so have a fear of going down them than up them, but the fear is still there otherwise. And I was freaking out for like 15 minutes just trying to get down the escalator. So I was like, that probably didn't help nothing at all.
Crazy that they didn't have stairs. Who doesn't have stairs?
I know it was a big mall.
Well, you guys, let's just say it. You guys were young, and maybe someday you guys may. Like I'm that person that always hangs on to hope. Like maybe someday you'll reconnect, and maybe she has pictures from that time.
It is true. She might have pictures from that time. She's been away at college. I don't know. She might be out of college now. Actually, I
Just
forget how
saying.
old I am
Just
now.
saying. That's my beacon of
Been
hope for you.
out of high school for like 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
It's crazy. But yeah, I've thought about messaging her because she was one of my best friends for a long time. But yeah, we kind of had like an argument, and that just like we just never ended up messaging each other back since. Even though I feel like it was probably a stupid argument.
You guys
Yeah,
were young.
that is true. But she might not even still live close to me though. Because
That's
she
okay.
moved away for college, and so I don't know.
That's okay. She just saying she might like to hear from you. Might you guys like how long has it been? Over 5 years? A lot can happen in that time frame, you
Yeah,
know.
probably something like that.
She's
Honestly,
probably done a lot of growing.
I lost a lot of my friends after high school. A majority of them happened like immediately after graduation. Like it just we stopped talking. And then I had some that just like with that friend, we got into that argument, stopped talking, and then there was another one of my best friends. We just stopped talking altogether, and it was just like weird. Every time we tried to talk, there was like it was just nothing. And then there was another friend, and I'm trying to remember. It's been so long, and I have like the worst memory. Uh,
Understandable.
well, yeah, I've had a lot of head injuries as well too. My gosh.
Hmm.
So, in my backyard, there's there's this area that you like walk past behind my shed and like walk straight into my yard from the neighbor's yard because there's no fence. Last um last summer, like two high school girls. One was the daughter of my neighbors, and one was a friend, and they think they're furries, I guess.
Oh
Um,
boy.
and yeah, they wear the tail and everything, and they use and uh, they were in. Oh, okay,
Is it
never.
happening now?
No, I thought it was. Okay, I thought it was. That's why I brought up the story. But it's just their cats playing. Honestly, it would be pretty hard to get back there now because I have like three cut down trees in my backyard that I can't get
Yeah, you were saying
out.
that
Yeah,
the other day.
yeah. But yeah, they came. They literally. I was barbecuing in my backyard. You could hear me and my ex talking in our backyard, and they just start walking through like they're scavenging into my backyard, and I'm like, and we hear them coming through the bushes because I have like bushes on the back of my property, and I see them, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like I almost look at my ex like, do you see them too? Like,
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
and I'm like, can you guys get out of my yard? Like, oh my god, I honestly am not a fan of my neighbors at all. They are gross people. Um, they they're like those people that just leave their trash all over the place. They let their children leave trash all over the place. I have found so much trash in my yard from their children. Um, and they let their dog come over and poop on my yard and don't ever clean it up. And when I see it, I just kind of shove it back on their side because I'm like,
This ain't mine.
yeah, I'm like, I don't own a dog and my cat is inside. But yeah, that was weird, and they also stole my packages one time. It
Oh.
got delivered to their house. Did not have any of their names on it. It had my name on it, and it accidentally got delivered to their house because the stupid Amazon driver could not read the numbers on the houses. So all of my ex's birthday stuff got delivered to their house, and they would not open up the house for any reason, and they were home, and there was someone sitting on the couch, and we were knocking and banging on the door like, come on, like, we know you fucking took our package,
Yeah.
like, come on. um we were there probably 10-15 minutes, and after they did not answer at all, we called the cops.
I was gonna say, can you call the police for that?
I don't know, but I did. I was like,
I did.
it was like $30 to $50 worth of stuff that they took, and it was literally my ex's birthday, and like a week or a couple days, and I was like, that's a lot of money. And so he came over and he talked to us, and he went over there and started banging on their front door, started banging on their window, and of course, by the time the police had stopped at our house, they had somehow left the house in between that time of the cop showing up, and the cop was actually very close, and he showed up very quick. That's why I was so surprised that they left within that amount of time. They must have knew like they were gonna get in trouble or something, and they just left. And um apparently they ended up getting into contact with him or something because the police ended up saying that they never got any package, blah blah blah, and they never heard the door ever be
Okay.
knocked on when we were literally banging on it. So was the police, but obviously they weren't home when the police was there, so I understand that. But uh, this girl claimed that she was doing dishes and she couldn't hear the banging on the door. Like, come on, you could
So
hear.
so you never got your package?
No, I had to file or like
Yeah.
thing on Amazon to get my money back, and I had to go to the store and buy stuff, and I was so mad because I got like specific bunch of pink stuff for her. I was so mad, and ever since then I've put in like, please do not deliver to the next door neighbor's house. My house is the green one.
That's fair.
I was like, they have stolen our packages. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say now.
Um,
Got any
I
questions?
got for listeners who feel stuck or scattered, what's one practice or mindset that helps you find clarity?
I don't know if I figured that out yet. I don't know. I just kind of deal with it and move on.
Coloring. I know you color.
Yeah, coloring is probably the only thing I can do right now, other than like distracting myself scrolling through TikTok.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I've done a lot of distraction um, over the last like 5 years. It's just been a lot of like scrolling, I feel like, in my life, and I'm tired of it, but I don't know how to stop. It's like an obsession, you know? Like, I don't know.
The distraction, like you said.
Yeah,
Um, a question for me that I forgot that I have you ever been to therapy?
so many times. A lot of times.
What's your take on therapy?
I don't know. Um, I just keep hoping that I'm gonna find the right one that's gonna do stuff that's actually gonna help me. Um,
I hope that for you too, because it's a thing. It's a real thing, and once you find somebody that you can be vulnerable with and connect with, it's a game changer.
yeah, and I haven't quite found that person yet. I was going to therapy not too long ago, but I don't know how I feel uh, about them, and so I'm gonna see if I can try to find another place. And yeah, I've been to therapy a lot.
Well, don't give up on yourself. I can say it took me until I was like probably I'm 33 right now. It probably took me until I was like 29 or 30 to find my one. Yeah, so
Yeah,
definitely
I've been going to
don't
therapy since I think I was like 12 years old. So
yeah, that's
yeah,
crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. That's good for you for even putting yourself out there.
I mean, a lot of it had to do with like the my parents stuff and
Oh yeah.
PPS and yeah, all that, and a lot more stuff that I won't talk about on here. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just yeah, I don't really have any good like besides the coloring. I don't know. I guess I don't have very good distractions for myself. Anything that's like because surprisingly, I am not a huge positive person. It's funny because most of the people that know me, they think they see me as a positive person, but
You're very encouraging. Very
I
much encouraging and very
I am
supportive.
very good at being a supportive person to other people, but when it comes to trying to do stuff for myself, I am a negative person to myself, and like I struggle with putting myself down a lot and like dealing with that and just like I don't know, saying bad stuff about myself, and I feel like a lot of that kind of did not help with my previous relationship, and we both had our own issues, and we went on a mental health break. Uh, I mean, it did take me a little bit longer to see that. To be honest, I was like in a fog when we were together, and then when we finally like left and stuff, I felt like I didn't really quite process what had really happened, and so I remember I miss. I mean, I still miss her every day, but um, I'm trying not to feel like I'm dependent on missing her or like needing her. And I know it's selfish to say because I know I'm not supposed to do it for her, but I feel like I will not be able to ever be able to do it for myself. Like I just cannot see myself getting better for myself, but I could see myself getting better for her and for our future together and for our children, you know? Um, and I know that's wrong because, a lot of men are like that.
I
They don't.
mean,
They
I
don't
think,
really like get in touch with their feelings enough and,
yeah.
talk about stuff. But sorry, what were you gonna say?
Um, just that's I think that's fair to say. Like you've been through so much, and this person was probably like your best friend, and
She was. It is.
you're still so young, and just know that there's a lot of life ahead of you, and there's a lot of things that I didn't know that were gonna happen even at that age. Like I think I was traveling. I ended up getting married, got divorced, had kids, um, found myself by myself at one point, and like I had been so busy blaming other, and I'm not saying this is what you're doing. I was so busy blaming other people that I couldn't see how I was hurting myself in doing that. And you just have so much life ahead of you, and you have such a good heart, and you're so supportive, and I wish all the best things for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of the time I am masking.
Oh yeah.
Like to other people, even my family, because I feel like because they're very judgmental people. But like I don't know, they feel like they're trying to care, but I don't know if they're always like
But
even
they
my
still have their own trauma going on, probably.
yeah no definitely
Not that
my
that's fair.
yeah no like my sister we've been through it, we're siblings. She used to chase me around with a knife, and I used to push her into things and kick her in the face, like we were siblings. But uh, she she's been really depressed lately because she's 17. She's going to college and school, and my dad, and like just everything is. She's just very in her own life right now, and so I don't really talk to my sisters very often unless I mean, even when I physically try to put myself out there and try to hang out with them, they'll be like, "No, sorry." Like I have gotten the most ridiculous responses from my sisters sometimes, or like my youngest sister, she is 13. She just turned 13, and the attitude and everything, which I was totally expecting. But like I've asked her multiple times if she wanted to like come over and hang out, but like she just leaves me on red. And I'm like, come on. I'll even message her back and she'll still leave me on red. And I'm like,
I see you seeing me.
I know. And it just hurts because, like,
You
you
just want
know,
like that family piece, like.
but it's also hard because, I also can't blame them either because I wasn't the nicest person growing up with either, but I feel like I was like that because I was going through so much, I
Yeah,
was struggling.
definitely.
And so like I just always wanted to be left alone in my room. Every time my sisters would come in to try to bother me, I'd kick them out. I'd try to make them leave. Um, and so I feel like a lot of times I feel like that might be sometimes the reason why they don't want to hang out with me nowadays. But
That
I
might
don't
be part of
know.
it, but it's probably also like how old did you say they were? 13?
13 and 17.
13 and 17? Yeah, they're like in their own.
Yeah,
world and puberty
I
and
know, and it's so hard because I just miss them a lot. Like I've invited them over to my house to hang out, and they don't really take up the offer. And every time I go over there, they're not always really really care that I'm there, even if I
yeah.
don't even see them for a month, or a couple months. Because sometimes I don't even text anybody, and then I'll get like a random phone call from my dad because he still cares about me a lot for some reason. He latches on to me, I think, because I remind him of his mom, and she passed away. But he uses a lot of excuses as to why he treats us the way he does. He was like, I was never treated right when I was a kid, so why should I do the same? I didn't get the same respect when I was a kid, so why should I do the same? And he's such a child in that manner. Like he's never grown up. He still plays video games all the time and spends money and gets angry over stupid stuff. Like he's literally a teenager in a 45-year-old man's body. Sorry if my father ever saw this. Sorry, Dad. You didn't hear that.
Don't you live with your dad?
No, I live alone with my cat.
Okay.
I
With
moved
my
out of
cat.
my parents' house when I was 20. I met when I was living with my parents when I turned 19. I met my ex, not my um, most recent ex, but the one before her. Uh, she lived with me and my parents for about a year and a half, and then whole big stupid showdown with her. And so she ended up moving down to California and away, and she blamed me for the reason why she moved down to California. Even though I spent like $250 to ship all of her stuff down. And then so I ended up breaking up with her after 2 weeks of her being down there because she was just blaming me for everything, even though I wasn't the cause for all those reasons. If anything, I was a kid and my parents were seeing right through the lines and they were like, yo, you got to get out of this. And I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Because I don't think she ever loved me, even though we told each other that when we were together. Um, Honestly, sometimes I feel like she was just trying to find a place to live. It
Aw.
was like
Dirty.
because we did not have much intimacy as a relationship. Like maybe at first, but after a while, it was nothing, and it was weird. Like she made all of the problems about her, even when I was sitting there with a broken leg and a broken foot. She was over here like, oh, my tummy hurts, like, oh, gastro, blah blah blah. Even though she didn't even have any problems, she was just making herself stressed over nothing, and that's why we thought she might have been staying with us for and maybe felt guilty or something for I don't know, just staying there for so long and not helping out and stuff. 'Cause she didn't help out a lot, and yeah, she was I felt like she was also missing her family in California that she ran away from when she was.
That definitely makes sense. Definitely.
The reason why we helped send her back down there because we thought that she needed to see her family, maybe reconnecting with her family, and so yeah, she blamed me up for all of that. Blamed me and my parents for all of that. Even though I'm sure she'll probably still hate me for the rest of my life, but whatever.
When she gets older, she realizes that that was a big that's a big thing. That's a big help. That's
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
we'll see.
Honestly, I don't think we'll see, but she'll
We can
see.
hope.
She'll see one day.
Yeah, she'll see.
Um, but yeah, when I moved out of my parents' house, when I met my most recent ex, she when I met her, because we met over Bumble, and we we didn't even live that far from each other, like maybe 20 minutes, and it was kind of crazy. I was like, okay, this is cool. Um, and we talked for like 3 weeks, and then we went on our first date and made it official. And then it's just like we had been separable since then, like seeing each other all the time. And then she, my parents were kind of like kicking me out of the house because I was depressed, and because
Okay.
I was depressed living with them,
Okay.
and they knew that. So they were trying to kick me out. They were like, "You got until blah 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 to get out." But thankfully, I met my ex at the time, and she suggested a one bedroom that was opening up at her apartment complex that she lived with her mom. And so once I immediately moved into that place, she just like hung around all the time, and like I wasn't opposed to it because I was like obsessed with her. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've okay since I've met her. I'm gonna be honest. I've been obsessed with her, and like, she made me even more crazy because after 2 days after we started talking for the first time, after Bumble, she blocked me, and I kind of went crazy where I used my sister's Discord account and like messaged her through that. I regret it sometimes because it sounds so creepy and weird when I think about it, but I was like, we had such good energy, and I just felt like it was weird why she had blocked me for no reason. Like it was just like she just ghosted me out of nowhere and blocked me.
That's how girls are. They just are.
No, and I did the crazy route, and I used my sister who was okay, so I met her 4 years ago. She was, can I do the math? 13. She was 13 at the time. I used her Discord account, and I pretended to be her, and I was like, "How dare you do that to my brother? He really liked you, blah blah blah," like something like that. And he was, basically like, "Can you please at least explain why you did this? Like he's dying, he's crying over here." No, not that dramatic, but
It felt like it.
it did feel like it in the time because I really liked her, and she was very pretty, and we got along so well. Like when we first met each other, we she was like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "Drinking chocolate milk." And I sent a picture of it, and she immediately sent one right back, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." And
Like
I
of
was
her
like,
drinking chocolate milk.
"What?"
Like she sent a picture of her drinking chocolate milk back.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was like we were both drinking chocolate milk at the exact same time, and we were both playing Minecraft at the same time too.
Destiny.
It really felt like it at the moment. Um, and we just had good energy. We had a lot in common. And she was super funny. We had like really good flow for a long time, and yeah, so we ended up moving in together. Uh, Even though technically she wasn't official on the lease until like 6 months in, but we didn't tell the landlord that because she kept going back and forth between her mom's house, but she basically spent every night at my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, she ended up moving in at like 6 months, and we had like really good chemistry and spent a lot of time together, and we were fine doing stuff together, and but like separate. Like being in the same space but like doing something different, but
Shout
like
out to Babe.
and we'd always be watching like a show together while we were doing that, like because she can't go without uh, something in the background. And
Hmm.
to be honest, for me, I'm the opposite. I just like the silence because I grew up with a lot of chaos, and silence is nice. But she needs something in the background, like a TV show or something, and something that she doesn't have to pay too much attention to. She usually watches the same show over and over, or like the same shows over and over. Like Friends is a huge one for her. Uh, Full House is another one, but that one's like super good. Honestly, I had never watched Friends before I met her, and now I love Friends.
Yeah, Friends is a good one.
Yeah. But she ended up moving in, and we were together for 4 years before we split up. And like we were both like in our own depressive state, and we didn't really know how to get out of it. And so we struggled to like communicate. And she like one day she just asked me, like, why have you been so depressed lately? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I just feel sad all the time. Um, and I'm, it was just like hard because it felt like almost like we were both pulling away from each other, but like we didn't really know why. Um, because like we would still have like great conversations every day. We'd still laugh with each other every day, but it was just like there was some underlying that was, and a lot of that had to do with both of our mental health stuff that we never figured out beforehand. And like I said, I have a hard time wanting to do it for myself, and that was even before I met her. I've never really cared too much about how I appear myself to other people. Um, I mean, I might have at one point in my life, but a lot of the times I don't really care, and I don't know. I feel like my not caringness kind of became an issue in a sense, because I didn't care to feed myself a lot of the times. I didn't have the energy to. Um, I didn't have the energy to go to therapy to figure out what was wrong with me. I just didn't have the energy for anything. Didn't have any hobbies or anything. I was bored all the time. I was always trying to get love for her from her or something, and she might have been overstimulated or something, and just didn't want it. But the fact that I was obsessed with her, it's, is probably caused her some issues because she's not as the obsessive type. Uh, so I think that kind of pushed her away, which is hard for me because, I guess I kind of wanted that in return.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. Like, it's hard because she's the person I want to be with, but, there's some qualities that I know about her that she won't be able to change about herself.
You think so?
Like, I don't know. Like,
Time does a lot. I'm telling you, time is can be your best friend.
I don't know. I just like she's not that person to always like think about. Like if I'm upset, she will just say she's sorry. She doesn't like come and comfort me or anything like that. Um, but like when she's upset, I will come in and like comfort her and try to talk about it. But like a lot of times she won't like let me in all the way. But then she also says that she's not like hiding anything from me either, and that she's telling the truth, which I believe her because she is a truthful person. She's very sweet, she's a very kind person, and she doesn't like bullshit anything.
Yeah.
But she, I don't know. I guess I was convincing myself that she wasn't telling me something for a while, and I don't know. That might have also been pushing her away as well, like my own fears and insecurities. And then one day she was just like, I think we need to take a break. And my, at least this is how I feel. I was like, my dumbass said yes too. Like, yeah, maybe we should. Because like when people push me away, I push them away. And
Amen.
like because nobody's ever really been there for me.
Yep.
Um, at least not really ever on an emotional standpoint. And my ex, she was there for me a lot. Like she saved me through because I was going through a really big depression right before I met her, and like she helped bring me out of a lot of it. But then I kind of returned, during our like fourth year together. Because we were really happy at the beginning of the year. But then by the time like June and July hit, things just started like turning I don't know, different, and like I was getting upset all the time. Like I get these like I don't know, like ADHD like rage moments where I just get like frustrated because I'm so overwhelmed about stuff.
Yep.
Or like uh I'm trying to think of the word but for it, like when you're overstimulated or something like that and just can't think and all. And my dad has a lot of anger issues, which I feel like that's a lot of the reason why I have like this rage inside of me, I guess, that I've been growing for years. Um, but yeah, my dad, he or no, dang it, this always happens. I always get to a good point, and then I'm like, forgot it all.
Eh.
And see, all right, we're done. But yeah, and then yeah, we just ended up leaving and each other, and I was struggling to like kind of come to terms with it, like,
Yeah, you
and it
didn't think it was real,
surprisingly,
probably.
but the thing is that it like took me a while to come to terms with the fact that I wasn't coming to terms with it. Because for the first like week or two after it happened and she had already moved out, I was fine. I was like in a good mood. I don't know why, but then all of a sudden things started turning sour in my brain, and like I don't know, I like because I love her so much, and like we were on a break, but at the same time, I guess I didn't really understand that we were also broken up. Because we had the plans to get back together one day, like 6 months to a year. So I was like, okay, this is just a break. She'll move out, and, experience living on her own, try to figure out her own mental health stuff, and learn how to try to be an adult for herself. And I was supposed to be doing the same, I'm supposed to be doing the same thing. So hopefully we don't have to like completely rely on the other person to like help us with our issues, Uh, because we had been relying on each other so much over those 4 years. Like I had trouble cooking myself food, but she was hungry. I'd be like, all right, let me make that for you.
Yep. It's
But I
easier
love
to
her
care
so
for
much.
somebody
Yeah,
else rather than yourself.
I just don't understand it because when it comes to me, I just get so exhausted, and I'm like, I don't care enough to want to do that. Like, a lot of times I struggle to eat because I can't like I look at food and I get grossed out, and or like I'm already like nauseous already, and food just doesn't sound good, even if the nausea is because I'm hungry. And like I don't know, looking for food honestly exhausts me for some reason, and I'm just like I can't do that.
It sounds like you're just burnt out.
I think I've been burnt out for years. So, yeah, I mean, I've kind of been living in like a majority of my relationship with my ex, I was, we did drugs together. Not like bad drugs, just like,
Yeah, like weed and
yeah, yeah. And we did shrooms a couple times.
no
But,
judgment.
like, I ended up getting like addicted to weed,
That's fair.
and, it just like took over my life. And like I said, because I had to quit for a little while after she left, and that's when I was finally able to like see things clearly, and I was like regretting that I like let her go, um, and that we didn't like because it all happened so fast. We went from like one day talking about it to like another day she was already looking for apartments. So it was like she already had one foot out the door, which is hard to feel like that. But like I know she loves me, and she it feels like she wants to try to work with me, and like if I can get my mental health figured out and she can, you know, figure out her own stuff, then maybe one day we can come back.
I totally have faith in that.
I want to have faith in it so bad, but like half of me is like dying inside, um, waiting because I'm not a patient person. And I right before she, uh, we had that conversation, I was looking at engagement rings for her, and I was planning on proposing to her that year or this year, I guess. But yeah, I never got the chance because obviously she, and I guess my brain still had a hard time realizing that we weren't gonna actually still be together, even though we were on this, and I was like coming to terms, having trouble coming to terms with that. So I got like really depressed, and honestly, I still have been. Um, and not all of it has to do with her either. Like
Yeah.
a lot of it has to do with my family, and my dad, and like since I lost my job, I've had to go over there a lot more because me and my ex, we don't see each other. We're trying to give each other space, and honestly, I miss her family a lot because her family felt like family, and like it had good family dynamics. They don't fight like all the time. But my every time I go over to my family's house, it feels like I'm already walking into an argument. Like someone's already angry or whatever. Even if everybody is happy when I get there, someone will be upset by the time I multiple times over. And a lot of times that's my dad or like sister. Um, And my stepmom, she also gets angry as well because I think she gets overstimulated, and she's also had enough of my dad, even though she refuses to leave him. But yeah, it's just very hard to go over there, and like, because a lot of times I would go over there and like, if I say hello to my sisters or something like that, everybody will leave. Like they'll just go to the rooms, and I'm like stuck up in the living room just talking to my stepmom or something. That's where she's been hanging out is in the living room, and so yeah, it's like they don't really they're stuck in their rooms. But I get it because I'm stuck in my room when I live
I was
there.
just gonna say you that was like the age where you kind of were too. And I remember when I
Yeah,
was that age, I was too. There was something about my
I
room that
try
just
not to
felt
blame them.
safe,
Yeah, so I try not to blame them.
but it still
For
sucks.
doing it. It does because it hurts. It's like, I'm here. Can you at least acknowledge my existence? Yeah, like it's just been hard lately. But yeah,
Well, shit, know that you can reach out. Like I'm just a girl in the world too, but I admire you so much. You're very strong. You're resilient as hell. And you don't give up on yourself because you have so much life ahead of you. And I hope all the good things for you. And I think time and hopefully help like finding somebody that like a therapist or a mental health team um will that can help you navigate all these things because there's nothing wrong with you. It's all that's what's happened to you and you've got so much life left in you.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna be honest. Lately, it has been a little bit easier because of the people that I've met on TikTok.
Yes.
There's been so many people that just have like really good advice that are also going through their own stuff, but like they're they're a lot more past it than I am, so they're able to like, you know, give support to other people like you. You're not fully past it because you'll never be past your trauma or anything like that, but at least I have a way of coping with it, and so you can talk to other people. Uh,
I think you're very, very brave for coming on here and sharing your story. And
I I'm
you're
surprised I came on here too.
you're very like your story is going to resonate with other people, and you're helping people right now. So know that also as well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Um, what do you hope people feel when they see your work or hear your story?
Um, like if they like if you're on my one of my lives and you're watching me color, then I just hope you, I don't know, just hang out, just talk, say hello, and I don't know, relax. Um, or I guess about my story is you can basically get hit by a truck and still live. Life will hit you like a bus, and I guess you'll still be fine even if you know you feel like everything in your life is failing. Is taken. I mean, a lot of times, sometimes I feel like I'm just spitting out lies. At least like lies in my brain,
Like autopilot?
like not on autopilot, but like how you give other people advice, but you never take that advice yourself because you're bad at it. Like that's how I feel a lot of the times when I'm telling people stuff. I'm like, and a lot of times people are like, "You should take your own advice," and I'm like, "You should shut up." I'm like, I don't want to. Not yet, anyways. I haven't gotten there yet, but I am getting there. Like yeah, like I said, there's a few people on TikTok, 5 or 10 people that I've really become close with, and that have been super nice to me. Like I was on live the other night, and because I had a job interview and I was super nervous about it, and I only knew one of these people like kind of well, but like a month well type.
Yeah.
Um, but we had each other's phone number and we were friends, and she called me her like little brother. So it's we had a good little thing. But we were on live, and I was like nervous about my interview, and they were giving me a bunch of advice, and they even helped me pick out my outfit for the day.
Aww.
Because one of them was a one of the girls in there just so happened to be a like an old, used to be like a recruiter, someone who would like hire people and
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that. So
That's very
she had
helpful.
experience in that, and I was like, oh, thank God, yeah, give me all your ideas. Because this job was at an aerospace company. I unfortunately did not get it because I am absolutely terrible at the interview process.
Just takes practice.
That, and
And know that you're worthy of those things.
I know, like, they told me as to why the reason why I didn't get the job, and like, I already knew that was going to be a big issue, but I was really hoping it wasn't going to be. Um, like, I've had so many, uh, like, concussions and stuff, and like accidents to my brain, to where I feel like I struggle with my words and I struggle remembering stuff. And even if I study an interview like a test, which I did because this was an awesome job offer. Like I studied the company, I studied the job position, I studied like my resume, I studied everything that I could, and I still stuttered and forgot stuff and couldn't remember a situation of like when something happened, and like they basically that was the reason why they said I couldn't go through. But and I was like, like I said, I
I
knew
feel
that
like everybody, like
but
a lot of people are like that though. Like, I
I
know
know
I'm nervous and stuff at an interview and I stutter and I say things that I shouldn't, and I just hope that means that there's something better coming for you, like where you'll feel like you don't have to put on this mask and be something that you think that people want you to be, something that's like made for you and makes you feel alive.
Yeah, yeah. I I was really hoping this job would be good. But I was trying not to put all my eggs in one basket, but it's hard because it was my first job interview in weeks, and I was really hoping that it might go well. And also, like, I would see when I got offered the job, or like offered to apply for the job. I did not realize it was like a federal company. Um, and so I was nervous that I would not pass the drug test because they test for marijuana. And I wasn't expecting that. And my parents are those dumb parents that are like, oh, you live in Washington, it's legal, so it's fine, you know? Like,
No.
most jobs, they don't even test for it anyway. So it didn't even make me feel like I had a reason to quit, like I could just get the job and, they don't test for marijuana. It's not like I do it at the job anyways, but,
Yeah.
um, yeah, but since it's an aerospace company, it's federal and they go through federal laws and they test for marijuana. And so I was so nervous that I wasn't going to pass, and I really wanted this job and I wanted to make it seem like I'd be a really good candidate. So I was like, yeah, yeah, and of course I'd pass the drug test. I bought like one of those 5 times X.
Yeah.
Um, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I need to plug in my phone so I don't accidentally leave you on accident.
You're okay.
Oh, yeah, that was a close one. We're at 2%. I'll have to hold my phone case because I got a battery pack on this very janky like thing that's holding my phone up. So if I let go, it'll just tip. Wait. All right. Okay. So I'll just hold the phone. Got it. Anyways, trying to remember what I was saying.
You would just put all your eggs in one basket. You were
Right.
you used some fake
Yes, I
pee.
was trying to detox beforehand, and I was just nervous because I wanted to make sure I'd pass a drug test, and I don't know why I was expecting the drug test to happen right after the interview.
Yeah.
But since they got a lot of stuff going on, they probably do it where uh, you know, they let you know that you got the job offer first, and then they'll bring you in for the drug test. And I was just overstressing about it, and I wanted to make sure I was clean. Since like I only had 2 days to get clean, if I were to do it same day as the interview, but yeah, I didn't even get to that chance, and so I feel like it was a wasted chance. Um, like I'm like I detoxed and spent $35 for nothing. Um,
True, but now you know in the future, federal jobs, piss
I mean,
test,
that's fair.
and
I just didn't realize that it was a federal job. Because I don't know how you can tell the difference between a regular and a federal.
don't ask don't ask Big Mama. Big Mama's not employed. I'm actually applying for disability because of my
Oh,
mental
really?
health.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that something you've ever considered because of all your injuries?
I have thought about it once, and then I found out that you can't get married, or like you can't be married with disability. So then I was like, hell no.
Are you
Uh,
sure? That doesn't
I
make
am
sense.
pretty sure because I had a friend who was on disability, and he couldn't get disability because he was married, and he had to divorce said partner, and uh,
I would look into that because that sounds fishy.
it
It just
does
sounds
sound
weird.
it does sound. I did think it was quite odd. I was like, that's crazy. I did not think that you had to not be. I could have sworn I've also seen a video of someone like on TikTok or something like that that was like that, where they were talking about their like struggles with disability and how they had to divorce so that he could stay on disability or something like that.
Maybe it
But yeah,
has something to do with the other person's income. But I would
It might, yeah, I'm
look
not
into
sure.
I would look into that. Maybe just not saying that you're not capable of getting a job, but know that it's not absolutely hopeless
Right.
because sometimes
Yeah.
it does feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's been over a month since I lost my job, so it's been a little bit rough.
Bet.
And unemployment will only last so long because I swear they only pay me a max of 5 grand. Um, so I have to hopefully have a job by then, which I think is about like 3 months. But yeah, I'm hoping. Well, if things come to worse, I will find a job at a place that, uh, as a dead end job. Like I will work at McDonald's, if I have to,
I
just to pay
understand.
the bills. But because I'm not gonna, let the lights turn off or not be able to feed my cat or whatever. But at the same time, I'm also wanting to take this time to try to find like something I can do with my career because I'm getting to that age where I'm like I want to find what I want to do with my
Yeah,
life. And like since I was in high school, I've wanted to become like an engineer or an architect or something like that. Because I took like 4 years of engineering in high school, and it was my favorite subject. Uh, but I went to college and I dropped out like the first quarter. Because
did you go right out after high school?
yes,
Yeah, me too. They like make you feel like you have to do that and you don't. Like
I know, I know.
I've gone to
I also
college.
didn't want to be that person who waited a year either, like a gap year either. So I was like, yeah, let me just go straight to school and try to
That's what
get
I
my
did. I fucked it all
degree.
up.
Yeah, but that didn't work out because by the time it got close to the end of the quarter, where grades would be posted and I needed to be passing my classes, I was failing all of them. So, yeah.
You were also at a different point in your life where there might have been a lot of chaos still going on and you weren't living by yourself, right?
Uh, no, no, not at that time. I was still living with my parents.
So
So
no, that might be
and
an
I was
option
also
too.
living with my ex at the time as well. The first ex that lived with me, um, and my parents. Because I met her when I was in college.
Are you tribal at all? Oh, because they have college benefits for tribal members. But did you get paid to go to school? No, that's a
I
thing.
still, I still have,
Or did you take out a loan?
yeah, I still owe them 1 grand for it.
Oh, well,
For
there's a
that
thing.
one quarter that I did, I still owe like 1 grand. But thankfully, I have not had to pay like a cent uh, since I went to college because they like have had that like college reimbursement like
Yeah,
refreshment time, so I haven't had to pay anything. But now they're like been coming at me like you got to pay this or at least like get on a payment plan or something. But yeah, I ended up quitting like before the quarter ended because I just dropped all my classes thinking that would be better than having a bunch of Fs on the end of the quarter. I don't know. I could have sworn someone probably told me that would be better, and I just kind of believed them. And I didn't tell my parents at first. Like it took me like a good week and a half to 2 weeks to tell my parents that I dropped out of college.
oof.
And yeah,
Were you going to a university or a community?
it was a community college at first because I wanted to go to community college, get the prereqs out of the way since those were cheaper than community college, and then go to
Oh yeah.
uh, a bigger school that like did more of a focus on engineering and stuff like that. But I never got that chance.
Never say never. I'm older now. Like I've gone to college. This will be my third or fourth time going, and I can definitely say I really enjoy it a lot more now than I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Like same as you, I was trying to get my I guess my general education prerequisites, but I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I didn't have an advisor. I didn't care about school. I cared about smoking weed and just, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so you can always go back. And on surprise, like there should be a way that you can get paid to go to college, like the Pell Grant and scholarships. So that might
Yeah.
be an
I
option
didn't
too.
really think about scholarships.
Yeah, just some options open for you.
Yeah. I got all nervous because my friend texted me saying that she's watching the
There,
stream
it does
now.
say at one point we had 4 viewers.
Oh, really?
Um,
Wow.
yeah,
She's that's sweat on my brow.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
My hands are sweating. I don't know if you can tell the glistening.
No, that's funny though.
I have terrible, like, sweaty hands.
You
I
did
only have
great.
steroid shots in my hands, so. But yeah, it's not fun to deal with. It's a
You
lot
did
of
great.
stress and anxiety. I feel like as well.
Makes sense. Um, do you have anything else on your end? Any final thoughts?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Stay in school, kids.
Stay in school. You better stay in school. If I
Yeah.
find out you dropped out,
It
I'd be in trouble.
was great. Thank you so much for being on here. Like,
Yeah.
this
Thank
was
you for
great.
inviting
And
me. I appreciate it.
yeah, you're going to help a lot of people. And I know I said this, but you got a lot of life left in you. And don't give up on yourself. And if you ever need, you got my Facebook, you got my TikTok. I'm here. You got other people. Keep
Appreciate it.
trucking. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Clay.
Well, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Have a good night.
Hope you have a good night as well. Bye bye.